Hey, it's me, Dom. I am going to be reciting my daily poem. It will be from the book Milk and Honey. Oops, I don't know if you can see with the glare. Though, as I had mentioned briefly, this book is broken up into different categories. I'll just recite them just in case. It's the hurting, the loving, the breaking, the healing. So today's poem is going to be from the breaking. I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and yeah. I am confident I am over you, so much that some mornings I wake up with a smile on my face and my hands pressed together, thanking the universe for pulling you out of me. Thank God, I cry. Thank God you left. I would not be the empire I am today if you had stayed. But then, there are some nights I imagine what I might do if you showed up. How, if you walked in the room this very second, every awful thing you've ever done would be tossed out of the closet window, and all the love would rise up again. It would pour through my eyes as if it never really left in the first place, as if it's been practicing how to stay silent so long, only so it could be this loud on your arrival. Can someone explain that? How even when the love leaves, it doesn't leave? How even when I am so past you, I am so helplessly brought back to you? So I just want to say, I think this is a beautiful poem. I like how it talks about the, two deep ends of a relationship in the feeling of love towards someone. Personally, I've dealt with two very serious long relationships, and I have quite a bit to say on this. So I am confident that I am over them, and I have, done my healing, done my stuff, really reflected over the situation and learned a lot about myself and just what I viewed, what love was, what emotions are. And when I read the second part, saying that, they would fall back in love, I don't think that that's the emotion that is love. So with my past partners and stuff, I could see them, and there will always be like a spot, but in my head, or at least from all the healing I've done, it's no longer love for them. It's just more of like a care. Like, I care about you as a person, but I don't have this love for you. Because at one point it was an unconditional love. It was this very deep thing. I still care about their well-being as I would anyone else, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be that kind of just like attraction and love and all that. And so I feel like a lot of people get confused with that, and then they feel like they're in love with someone when in reality they're in love with something else that isn't quite them. So rather it be a situation, if there was a trauma bond, if there was a piece of them that you wanted, that you were in love with, rather than them as a whole entity and individual. And I found myself, for a long time, I was like, why can't I get over this person? What is it? And sometimes it's, the way that they make you feel, but at the end of the day, you can make yourself feel that way. So it's very interesting, love and relationships and everything. And I'm at a point in my life where I love myself so much, and the moment that I talk to someone and I feel like they're disrespecting me or disrespecting my time, I would never let myself do that to my own self. So why would I let someone else do that? And I'm just at that point, and I think it's great. I have found happiness within myself rather than seeking it in other individuals and having them make me feel a certain way, make me feel good or bad or just anything really. And it's such a great feeling. I feel so free. I feel like I'm myself, and yeah, it's awesome. So I think definitely there is I feel like everyone, you know, has dealt with heartbreak or will deal with it eventually. And it's something hard to get over. It's something that's so captivating and so new, and so it feels so heavy. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, I think as I got older and I learned about different emotions and what they really were, and kind of just again sat with myself and thought, I realized, you know, this is love, this is caring, this is admiring, this is lust, this is that. And I really was able to just like categorize each and every one of those situations. And I figured out, you know, what I thought was once love was actually this. And it just made me, you know, so much more, you know, emotionally intelligent. I used to take those, I remember when I first found out about it, I had sent it to all my friends, the love languages, how we have 5 love languages, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's yours? Like, this is mine. And it was just a really fun topic to talk about. But like I said, the more that I've spent time with myself, I've realized, like, you know, this is my love language and this is why. And it really roots back to, you know, who I am at the core and who everyone is at the core. You know, like, oh, like, I like spending time with people because XYZ, and it correlates to things that are so deeply coded into who I am as an individual. Um, and yeah, I think it's just important to, you know, be able to, you know, feel love. Everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves to be loved and give love. And um, I feel like a lot of times people get kind of mixed into a whole bunch of emotions to where they can't, you know, clearly decipher, you know, what each one is. And yeah, I've definitely been there, and I've done so much healing to where I'm to get to where I'm at now, and I feel so happy and just pleased with myself. I have so much love for myself that I refuse to let anyone make me feel like I don't love myself, because I do. So once, you know, something like that happens, I begin to question, you know, not the other person at all, but I do my own self-reflection and sit there and like question, like, why are they making me feel like this? What is it? And most of the time I'm able to really like pin the exact thing. So it's nice that I've done that, and I just feel like everyone should really, you know, just spend time with themselves, read things about love. You know, there's so many romance novels which are amazing, but a lot of times each relationship is so individual. And I always tell my friends, you know, with significant others and that, you, as long as you and that person communicate, you know, whatever it might be, and y'all are both content with it, I don't see any problem. um yeah, I always tell my girlfriends that, or just guy friends, and I'm just like, hey, like, as long as y'all are both very content and happy and y'all have communicated it and discussed it, it shouldn't matter to anyone else, you know? Like, if, you know, someone doesn't consider, you know, staying home and watching movies a date, but someone else does, hey, who's to be the person to judge that, you know? Like I said, as long as you and that person experiencing that both consider it a date and both look forward to it and treat it as that, I think there's no issue, even though someone else might be like, my idea of a date is going to a dinner and doing that. Like, I think all things are just made up at this point, and as long as you and whomever you are experiencing life with are on the same page, there shouldn't be any issues. So yeah, this is a really nice poem. It is on page 132. Yeah, and I guess I'll read the one next to it, just because it does have a cute little drawing and it is very short. So this one is, he isn't coming back, whispered my head. He has to, sobbed my heart, wilting. So again, going off of that, I think a lot of things, as far as, you know, what your heart feels and what your mind feels, can be clashing at times, and it is important to listen to both equally. I think a lot of times people will go on the deep end of one versus the other, and then they get into this mess. And, you know, it's important to make sure that your heart and head are aligned, And that's with anything, you know. I'm, you know, trying to achieve all these goals and stuff, and, you know, at one point it was just in my heart, and now it's in my head. And I think the ultimate thing is when both your head and heart are aligned, that is where the most, you know, passion comes from. That's where the most love comes from. That's where, you know, the most love, fear, anything, those are very strong emotions. And again, I think just aligning them and not even making them aligned. I wouldn't say you have to make them, but really getting to that point where, you know, this one's over here, this one's over here. How or what do I have to do to connect them? But yeah, I think these are very beautiful poems. I am going to read some from the other categories as well. I'm going to be reading from the hurting and the loving. I've done the healing, I've done the breaking. I'm kind of going backwards on that. So I should be reading from the loving soon and then the hurting. But yeah, I think this is a really awesome book. I love the little line drawing, and I like how you can just kind of pick it up and open whatever page and really gain something, you know, something as small as that. You can just, you know, just think for a little bit. But yeah, y'all have a good rest of your day, and I hope that y'all enjoyed today's poem. Bye.